The diplomatic chamber aboard the Jathiran flagship was magnificent in a way that made Jackson's stomach churn with nervousness. Crystalline walls refracted light into colors humans had no names for, and the air itself seemed to hum with barely contained power. "Remember," Lisa whispered beside him, adjusting her translator pin. "No sudden movements. Maintain eye contact for exactly 3 seconds. And whatever you do, don't compliment their physical appearance. It's considered a grave insult among the Jathiran." Jackson nodded, his dress uniform suddenly feeling too tight. As Earth's newest diplomatic attaché, he'd studied the briefings for weeks. The Jathiran Empire controlled 47 star systems, possessed weapons that could crack planets like eggs, and had been considering humanity's application to join the Galactic Council for the past 6 months. This meeting could determine whether Earth would be welcomed into the cosmic community or left isolated in their tiny corner of space. The crystalline doors dissolved into mist, and Empress Vashara glided into the chamber. Jackson's mind went completely blank. The Empress stood nearly 8 feet tall, her form vaguely humanoid but composed of what looked like living opal. Surfaces that shifted between deep purples, electric blues, and sunset oranges with each movement. Delicate filaments of light floated around her head like a crown, and her eyes were twin nebulas that seemed to contain entire galaxies. She moved with a grace that made human ballet look clumsy, and the very air seemed to brighten in her presence. Lisa elbowed him sharply. "Right," the greeting. Jackson stepped forward, his rehearsed words dissolving on his tongue. He was supposed to say the formal phrase, "In the name of Earth and her children, we greet you with respect and humble anticipation." Instead, what came out was, "You're so beautiful I can't even speak." The silence that followed was so profound that Jackson could hear his own heartbeat thundering in his ears. Lisa had gone rigid beside him, her face cycling through shock, horror, and resignation in rapid succession. The Empress's opalescent surface began to change. The cool purples and blues drained away, replaced by a deep, vivid crimson that spread from her core outward, like blood diffusing through water. Her filaments of light flickered wildly. The temperature in the room seemed to spike by 10 degrees. "Oh no," Lisa breathed. "Jackson, what have you—" But the Empress made a sound. A high-pitched crystalline chime that the translator struggled to process. Her attendants, 6 smaller Jathiran who had been standing like statues, suddenly erupted into similar chiming sounds. The translator finally caught up. Laughter. "The human," the Empress said, her voice like music played on glass instruments, "is either the bravest creature I have ever encountered, or the most foolish." She moved closer, her nebula eyes fixed on Jackson. "Tell me, small one, do you know what you have done?" Jackson's mouth was dry. "I violated protocol. Insulted you. I'm so sorry, Your Majesty. You have done what no being has done in 300 cycles," the Empress interrupted. "You have rendered me—" "How do you say it?" he flustered. The crimson deepened. "Among my people, we do not acknowledge physical form. We are taught from hatching that the body is merely a vessel, unworthy of comment or admiration. To mention it is to reduce a person to their lowest aspect." "That's what I tried to tell him," Lisa muttered. The Empress tilted her head, the gesture surprisingly human. "But your species is different, is it not? I have studied your culture files. You humans place great value on physical beauty. You create art celebrating it. You bond over it. You use it as a form of expression and connection." She paused. "When you spoke those words, you were not insulting me. You were offering me the highest compliment your culture knows." Jackson found his voice. Yes, exactly. Where I come from, when you see something so beautiful it stops your words, you say so. It's honest, real." The Empress was silent for a long moment. The crimson began to fade, replaced by a warm golden glow. "For 3 centuries I have ruled with logic and protocol. I have negotiated treaties, conquered systems, and built an empire. And never once has anyone dared to see me as anything but a title and a position." Her voice softened. "Until today." She gestured, and her attendants produced a holographic document, Earth's petition to join the Galactic Council. "Your species is young, reckless, and utterly unpredictable," the Empress said. "You follow your hearts in ways that terrify the logical races. You say what you feel, even when wisdom would counsel silence." The golden glow intensified. "These qualities will cause you much trouble in the galaxy." Jackson's hope sank. They'd failed before they'd even begun. However, the Empress continued, and now there was warmth in her crystalline voice. The galaxy needs more honesty, more courage, more beings who dare to speak uncomfortable truths. She touched the hologram and it flashed green. Humanity's petition is approved, Lisa gasped. Jackson stood frozen in shock. The Empress leaned down, bringing her nebula eyes level with Jackson's. You said I was beautiful, human. Let me tell you something in return. A species that values authenticity over protocol, that risks everything for truth, that is beautiful in a way that transcends any physical form. As they were escorted from the chamber, Jackson glanced back. The Empress stood watching them, her form still glowing that warm gold. Lisa punched his shoulder. You just accidentally revolutionized galactic diplomacy by completely ignoring every rule in the handbook. Jackson grinned. That's humanity for you. We don't follow the rules. We rewrite them. Behind them, in the diplomatic chamber, the Jathiran Empress allowed herself something she hadn't experienced in 300 years. She smiled.